So g'day, welcome back to GooMuddy's Coins and Banknotes, and in today's video we're looking at Soviet coins. So I don't believe I've made that many videos about the Soviet or even Russia, but they are an interesting banknote and coin collecting area to get into. So we're just going to focus on these banknotes that we have in front, but suffice to say there's two different versions. There's the ruble, which Russia has always used, even during the revolution and during the period of turmoil. They still use the ruble in some form, different variations, different groups issued rubles. So around about 1922, 1924 should I say, the current ruble came about with the value of this one. But obviously, since it broke up the Soviet Union, it suffered from inflation. And even during the Soviet Union, this was revalued quite a few times. Say namely in 1947 and 1961. Okay, so then we have the Chervonsta and Chervonets. Sorry, I mispronounced it. So this just refers to a gold coin of 10 rubles. So Chervonets is just a Russian term for a gold coin of, as long as it's gold, doesn't matter where it comes from. But over different time periods, it had different specifications on the actual gold coin. So on Numistar, we do have a gold coin. So this one has the coat of arms of the Soviet Union with the PRCCP, so the Union of Soviet Socialist Republics. It does have a description down here. So this was issued by the Russian Soviet Federalist Socialist Republic. So if you're going to look at these as Soviet coins, well, you need to look up the Russian Soviet. Later on, they dropped that. And the first initial coins in Chervonsta were also in the actual Russian Soviet Republic as well. Okay, so they're only minted in 1923, 2.7 million. And these have a bullion value of about $1,000. So obviously these values here are what people would have put in that they purchased it for, and as you can see, they're expensive. Now, not too many of these exist, but they did remint these coins as a bullion coin for, what's it, 1975 to 1982, and these are dated as such. So that's the actual gold coin. And as you can see, we have an industry in the background. We have ploughing, agriculture, the rising sun, denomination, the date, so this is a 1981. And a guy, looks like he's throwing seeds around, so agricultural theme. So here we have the specifications. So it's 8.6 grams and 90% gold. So that is what these banknotes are referring to. Now these ones are supposed to be backed in gold. The earlier banknotes from 1922 were denominated in gold. So in theory, you could have actually changed them at the actual bank. But realistically, it's an oppressive system. You could only change it when the authorities go, oh yeah, we like you, you can go change it. Okay, so if you look at the 1938 1 ruble banknote, you can see it has a guy with a machine gun on his back. So these are all militaristic. We have the coat of arms of the Soviet Union with all the different languages. So at the time, it wouldn't have had Latvian, Lithuanian, Estonian, because they weren't part of the Soviet Union until pretty much 1940. And these are the banknotes they would have used during the Second World War. But if you read history about the Second World War in Russia, a lot of people didn't actually get paid. So here we have the denominations. The central one's Russia. Now I think that's Georgian. I think that's Armenian. Then we have Burmanat, so that's a Turkic language. Bursom, Jak, Som. So it's probably Kazakh, Azerbaijani, Turkmenistan, and also Uzbek, and I don't know whatever languages there are up there. One of them is probably Tajik, which is just a Persian. And we might have Belarusian and also Ukrainian. Although Russia does have a lot of other different languages, like the Finno-Ugric related to Finnish and Hungarian, and you got Ossetian and other languages like that. So these banknotes are probably worth about $10 to $20, I would say, minimum. Then we have 3 ruble. So this one has a Soviet soldier, and it looks like he has a helmet similar to the Germans type helmet, although later on they changed. So this one's in pretty good condition, very fine. On the back we had the same thing, and there is also a 5 ruble, which I don't have. Yes, I think I got that for like $5 or $10. Then we have the Chavonsta series. So these come in, originally they had up to 50 Chavonets, but later on they just dropped it to the 10. So the first banknote I have 2 1 issued in 1937. As you can see, it's pretty low grade. The 1 Chavonets is actually a lot harder to get than the other 2 denominations behind it, and this is equivalent to 10 rubles. So at this time period they didn't issue a 10 ruble banknote, they just used this one. So it has Lenin as the denomination, the issuing authority. On the back it just has the denomination, different languages as well. So I would say probably about $10 for that. Not I find it hard to actually get these in higher grade. So that is, if we look at the serial numbers, you see they got 6 numbers with 2 letters on the background in Cyrillic alphabet. Okay, then we have the 3 Chavonsta. This one seems to be the easiest to get, probably because they either produced a lot of them or it just wasn't a popular denomination that they just very common. Once again, you just got the languages on the back, got anti-counterfeiting features, which are this design around here. Do we have any watermarks? So we turn a lot around there. No, we don't have any watermark that I can see, which, you know, the Germans have been putting watermarks on their banknotes since the 1800s. And on the front of the banknote we have, once again, Lenin, and this is a nice red color. So red is actually a good color to use on the banknotes. It actually looks nice on a $20 banknote. Okay, so there's that one. So this one's probably worth at least 40 or 50 in this condition. Then we have the 5, and if you compare it to the Australian 20, you can see it's actually quite a big banknote. So, and with a value of $1,000 currently in gold for a 1 Chavonsta, this one's equivalent to about $5,000, or supposedly you could have purchased $5,000 of goods that you can buy today. So really, at this point of electronic banking, there's no point having a banknote worth $5,000. It's just easily lost. And all these have Vladimir Lenin on the banknote, who passed away, I think 1922 or something. And on the back we just have the same thing pretty much. But while today we have computers that we can counterfeit things on quite easily, these are very easily counterfeited. So, but you know, we've only, yeah, this one's probably worth at least $20 to $30. You're not really gonna actually see a lot of the counterfeits of these banknotes because the value is just not high enough. You probably would get some counterfeits of the gold coin because at a bullion price of $1,000, it's going to sell a lot more, as you can see, probably 5 to 10 times more than that. So even if you mint one of those coins for like $2,000, you can actually bum it off if it's good quality for a lot more than actually the gold value. Anyway, so that is the banknotes issued before the Second World War. So after the Second World War, they actually got rid of these Chvonets banknotes, and they just issue ruble banknotes, which only have one. So this is a 1 ruble, and there is a 15 or 16 ribbons. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So this is a 15 one. So this was issued by the Soviet Union, not the Russian. So that's why CCCP, not RCCP, or RCCR, should I say. And as you can see, these ones are horizontal. They have the denomination down below. And this one will include Latvian, Lithuanian, Estonian. So Vienna's rubles. And where's the other one? Vienna's rubles. So that's Latvian, Lithuanian. Now, Estonia is probably Ux rubles. So the others are pretty different. Pretty similar. Okay, this is a 1947. And these were in circulation up until 1961 when they redenominated at 10 to 1 again. So the redenomination only affected the actual banknotes. It didn't affect the coins, which continued to circulate. And this one is the first Soviet banknote I got. I think I got it in 1995 or so, probably nearly 30 years ago. And I just like it. I like the back of this banknote. As you can see, it's the hammer and sickle. One looks like a type of flame, stylized. And down below we just have information in Russian. Probably just says counterfeiting this is illegal and blah 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 blah. You can spend it in Russia if you can find any food. So these ones in this condition you're probably paying about $10. Now the high denominations are actually a lot harder to get. So obviously this time period of struggle, not a lot of these banknotes are actually kept. Okay, but the banknotes that you can get are these ones here. Now I don't have too many. The first one I got is this 1 ruble from 1961. And I heard that a lot of these were actually dumped in paddocks after the fall of, or the disintegration of the Soviet Union, because they just become worthless. Okay, and there was just too many of them. So obviously there was excess printing. So we have the coat of arms, denomination, and the denomination in different languages. And this is a small banknote. It's a $20 again. You can see how small it is. Although it did have more value, probably equivalent to about $10 now. Okay, now these do have watermarks, which is the star. And these ones are not really worth that much money. Okay, here's a, oh, that's in the different languages. That side is just information in Russian. Okay, 1961, I think there was 1991 as well. Then we have the 3 rubles. And this one has, looks like the Russian Parliament, the Soviet Parliament. Also, all of these has stars, which are typical watermarks for communist countries on the back. So this is well circulated, so probably only worth about $1 or so. And then we have high denomination. So this is the 25 rubles, and the 25, 50 and 100 rubles have Vladimir Lenin on it. Once again, watermark is the stars. Stars go high. Okay, and here's a well circulated banknote. So this is probably equivalent to about, I don't know, I think it's about 2 rubles, because $1 US at this time, before the actual meltdown of the currency. And here we have, I think, doesn't that have the, oh no, there you go, that's the watermark. Shines through right there. Sort of like a watermark anyway. So it's an interesting feature of these banknotes, which I've never seen on other banknotes before. I actually like that. Yeah, so this one's probably about $1 or $2 as well. Although I wouldn't be surprised if you see people chucking these on eBay for like $20, $30, thinking that they're worth a lot of money. But no, you should be able to get a whole set of these banknotes for at least $20. Unless you buy them individually, in which you're paying individual postage for each, which will increase the price. But if you can get them all together, they're actually good. And we'll talk about in this condition, not uncirculated. But they're actually nice banknotes to get. So I hope this helps you with your banknote collecting. Soviet and Russia, you know, something to think about when you actually collect banknotes. Thank you and goodbye.